Come June of this year, I will have been ordained 40 years. And there are two lessons in ministry I had thought I had learnt long ago. The first, never to agree to anything without checking first with my diary. And the second, perhaps more importantly, never agree to anything after a good lunch. I realized I'd failed on both these counts when I opened my diary for the coming week to find that apparently tomorrow I am due at the Chelsea Arts Club to bless their newly refurbished snooker table. Now, of course, this is an immense privilege. And if the church can bless combine harvesters and nuclear submarines, why not a snooker table? I'm just hoping word of this won't go too far spread abroad. There are too many who already raise an eyebrow about ministry in Belgravia without having their worst suspicions confirmed. But blessing is an ancient rite and an ancient custom, ranging in meaning from extending God's favor and grace to making something holy, to celebrating a particular goodness received or giving. Blessings can arise from other things, such as today, purification, be that of Mary in the temple or the sons of Levi that we read about in the prophet Malachi in our first reading. But with all blessing comes illumination, the clarifying or making manifest of a new state of being, such as the blessing of marriage, or being reconciled or forgiven, as in the rite of confession. And in all, though we find ourselves in a renewed relationship with God and God's grace. Hence today, our accompanying ritual of blessed and blessing candles. Christ's light not just illuminating the world, but entering each individual's life with love and grace, illuminating all our hearts, our minds, and our lives, reminding us that we are forgiven and that we are reconciled to God in a renewed relationship with him by his favor and by his blessing. And that too, of course, we are called to share that light and that great grace to others in turn. The Nunc Dimittis, which accompanies this ritual, and which are, of course, the words of Simeon himself in the Gospel, just after he has blessed God. These words are often used at funerals, marking the end of the journey for the individual, the prayer being, of course, that they may depart in peace. But equally important is the revelation of salvation, greeting the departed, and our acknowledgement that as human sight has failed, so divine illumination takes its place. That what is granted Simeon in his lifetime is granted to us all once our lifetime is past. Now, I'm always on dodgy ground when it comes to physics, and I'm sure I'll be corrected over drinks after Mass. But science, I gather, teaches that light comprises both wave and particle, and wave produces frequencies of light that we cannot see. So the point here is that what is experienced by us as darkness can just as easily be a form of light that we hadn't the capacity to see unaided. So death, sometimes seen as the final darkness, is of course not for us the coming of the dark or the extinguishing of a light. Rather, in and because of Christ, it is the gateway to a new light, a dawning of an even brighter day, which our candles, of course, can also represent. Now, I'm not sure that you could call a snooker table an everyday object, but it seems to me that the blessing of everyday objects is a testament to a universal truth, that God is always and everywhere present. His glory shines through all things, if only we will allow it. His universal love and all-embracing grace illuminates all. And as our candles are raised up, and perhaps even taken home afterwards as a reminder, the accompanying blessing extends his favor and extends Simeon's rejoicing, claiming for good, for all, the light of Christ that enlightens all things, and who lives and reigns with the Father and the Holy Spirit, ever one God, world without end.